All right, guys, market looks like it's down about 1%. Still some similar themes from yesterday that probably won't go away anytime soon. Stock market likes things move a lot faster than trade talks work, so I doubt tomorrow we'll hear, oh, everything's cool, never mind, no more tariffs. That's probably going to be the general theme here for a little bit. A lot of speculation. Our market opens in a little less than a minute. Let's go watch it open. And let's go check out what IBD has to say. The IBD. Cloud computing companies to invest in hyperscale versus software stocks. Oh. All right, market open. Got Netflix, or I'm sorry, Roku up about 2%. Already sold off a little bit. What it's had as earnings, it's diving today. Mylan Pharmaceuticals. That's what IBD was referring to. Regeneron. Wow. SoFi and Acacia, Skyworks, NXPI. Dock you down some more. Acacia SIVB coming back in. Not out of trend range yet, but with the market environment, not sure if I'd want to be jumping in on some aggressive longs here. Oh, newer, there you are. Just a little dot. Trip doing pretty nice here. Trip had a very good close yesterday. Hey, good morning, Rob. And Trip this morning, not off that far, a little less than 1%. And Roku again. Oh, now 4%, right back to the high. That's good. Look at that 5-minute candle. Only halfway into it. Look at the volume. Huge volume on Roku. They don't even have earnings yet. It's tomorrow after market. So what's sparking Roku? Looks like an analyst. Analyst sparking Roku. In a very, very red tape. Not so sure if I like that. Riot Beyond Meat had an engulfing day yesterday. Still not a buy point. There's no IPO base yet. You got to wait for that thing to base before you buy it. You don't have to, but it's just really, really wise to. What's Tesla up doing? 256. That's quite a bit of volume right there. That could be good. Yesterday wasn't that great though. All right, Tesla MJ looks like it's up slightly. INVA, the TripAdvisor. I really like this trip chart. Really. Like I should have just bought this the other day. Regardless, but I don't know. I don't know with the market. But nothing's really like super breaking down. We're just getting some profit taking. Starbucks still going for all-time highs again. We mentioned that for Starbucks since a long time. Stitch Fix, Planet. Match.com also sitting right towards all-time highs. Not going down yet. INSG. Undercut, bouncing back, and looks like we are not doing, man, we're not doing too bad. With all the news and stuff going on, nothing. Yeah, there's a key, guys. You can't listen to the news. You just have to pay attention to the price action. All the news is going to do is just FUD you and shake you out of positions. That's what their job is. There's Starbucks again. Very aggressive chart all throughout 2019. Remember, we broke out of there? I mean, it's been just a tremendous run. Up 16%. Kind of 17%. Kind of in line with the S&P 500. Also up 17% this year. MDB with a nice base here. Looks like it's going to be a cut base, maybe a double bottom. We'll see what happens. Riot looks like bouncing on some decent BTC action. Bitcoin got another pop up to, it got up to 6K. I was looking at it last night. Up here right near 6K. And look at that beautiful bull flag. Wow, I actually haven't seen this morning. Ethereum also with a nice bull flag. Bitcoin looks a little better though. So Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin finally all up high 2%, close to 3%. It's like we're primed for another pop here. We'll see what happens. Probably will pop. So Riot getting some momentum off of that overnight action. Some more green coming in the mix here. QMTZ. Man, Match.com just looks good. Earnings today for Match.com. See what our distribution day counts like on in the markets right now. Gotta have 2 or 3 on the Nasdaq, probably 5 or 6 on the S&P. Oh, 3 on the Nasdaq and only 3 on the S&P. Okay, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Russell 2000 erased a morning decline of 1.6% and ended nearly 1 point higher. Wow. And one thing I did want to look at is Alibaba. It was looking very good, but I know it dropped 5% yesterday. I really didn't look at the chart, though. Yeah, so look good then. Yeah, still not out of the base. We'll see if it gets out of the base. Hopefully not, obviously. We don't want that to happen. Oh, that's cool, Robbie driving. Yeah, I'm lonely today. There's nobody here. Just me and Rob, and Rob's driving. Roku back down. Back down here today. AEYE back down on a pullback. That's not bad volume right there. All the way back down to the trend line after breaking up by basically a buck. 80 cents maybe. On the worst side of that. INSG holding that prior high. Right here. We did spike underneath it there for about a week or so. Yeah, looks like earnings coming up for this guy. No, not a trend line. Earnings tomorrow after market. Okay. Is Twilio doing okay? Trade Desk, what are you doing, Trade Desk? GPK is still holding okay. Not too bad. How's your buddy Hexo doing? Hey, what's up, Jeremy? Oh, thank you, sir. Time to sell everything? No, not yet. Distribution days are only at 3, so don't start forecasting and sell throw the baby out with the bathwater here. Things are not a definite sell. We're not seeing mass selling. I mean, obviously there's some selling, yes, but it's not massive by any stretch of the imagination. Certain sectors appear to be selling off more than others. I don't have a great way to gauge that. I don't have like an ETF list that I follow or anything, but um, no, doing okay. We're just consolidating. I mean, we basically we talked about this the other day. Remember we talked about we V'd up here, and when you get in that when you do this, it's not as important in an index because the index is comprised up of hundreds of stocks. But when you do this in a stock, it usually doesn't give the institutions enough time to accumulate larger positions, and they'll sometimes drop it back down again. And that can still happen. We can come back down and test the 50-day. The 50 might catch up with us though on the Nasdaq. It's not that far away actually. The 50 is only at 74.87. So we get down to 75, which is only a few percent lower here, 2.5% lower here. That's not going to be too bad. Even coming and testing the 50 at this point, these markets, rarely stay this long, this tight for the, this action up here was much wider. So this is good action. No need to get crazy yet. I've still got my long position in the Nasdaq, so nothing to freak out about. The Starbucks, yep, got a new high. Starbucks just got a new high. 36-cent dividend tomorrow. What's X dividend on Starbucks last week? Oh, it's tomorrow. That may be why it's sitting towards highs. They're trying to get that 36-cent dividend. Winnebago holding nice and strong here. Has been for the past couple of weeks. Holding very good. Yesterday was very tight action. After a nice gap down, I don't know if there's any news or anything, but a gap down. Stock really didn't do much. Didn't go anywhere. Kind of similar situation today. But Winnebago looks really good. Yeah, the same stocks look really good. I mean, TripAdvisor, another new high in the past few days. I mean, look at that volume accelerating. Earnings coming up today after market, so I can't say I'd expect a huge pop, but that's what's likely to happen. I'm not saying like up to 70 or anything, but if earnings are good tomorrow, it could be good time to take positions tomorrow. Emphasizing tomorrow, not today. As we've seen, it's hard to buy before earnings. You have some big drawdowns. Docu, Acacia at the bottom of the list. Acacia coming right back into something. Of course, my weekly chart thinks I want to see very far into the future, which I don't. Acacia, CRISPR, pulling back in after a decent day yesterday. EDU, Hexo, SIVB, we noted coming back down to the trend line of the inverse cup and inverse head and shoulders. Skyrex, Amran. So far, not making any directional decisions. Broke above the trend line ever so slightly, came back beneath it, respected a trend line. We'll see which one. We'll see if it rides this trend line and eventually breaks up. Looks like it already had earnings about a week ago. And we living lower after that. So let's try to wait and see if we can get over that 1950 barrier. That's probably something good to do. Workday's still doing pretty good. Still not really selling off towards highs, holding. SE hasn't done a whole lot. Newer. Are you right at my oh no, you're not. You're 106. Looks like you went and tried to touch my trend line here. Got really close yesterday. Earnings in a week. Look at some nice pocket pivots here on Newer. How come I didn't notice this yesterday? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pocket pivot, pocket pivot. Probably not a pocket pivot, but pretty close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So pocket pivot, two pocket pivots. That could be a third pocket pivot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Could be an 8-day pocket pivot. That is a pocket pivot technically by about 12,000 shares. That also appears to be a pocket pivot. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pocket pivots on Newer here recently. That's a very good sign. IBD is calling this a late stage base. And I never did send out my email. I was going to send to my buddy Bill. But yeah, 4 nice pocket pivots in here for Newer. Not everything works out, obviously, but earnings coming up in a week, not too bad. I kind of like it. Let's take a look at the stock checker on Newer. Of course, Wall Street likes it. It's newer rather than older. Okay. Enough of my dad jokes. Develop software that enables enterprises to collect, store, analyze amounts of data in real time. Oh, we looked at this yesterday. Was it yesterday when Eli was here? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this looked good. Yeah, 87 relative strength rating. Looks pretty good. Match PCTY. Oh, I don't have my gainer screen anymore. Stupid thing. Oh. Daily movers. They came back. What the heck? SEDG up 21%. VSLR, BKD, Brookdale Senior Living. Wow, Crocs? Wow, what the hell kind of a run is that? That's ridiculous. SBGI, wow. That's a big move this week. Not even, earnings haven't even happened yet? Sinclair Broadcasting. Acquiring sports networks. Wow. Little too elevated to buy, I would say. But having a good day nonetheless. Crocs on some good earnings. AIG. Okay, people want insurance again. Nice. Serve 12%. There's a nice extension. There's a small cup and handle right there. Just broke away from 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think that would qualify as a cup and handle, and it's way too extended to buy. Rent-A-Center, wow. Wow, what happened here? Would a failed merger or something? That's the weirdest chart I've ever seen. So they beat on top and bottom line. Actually doing pretty good. A resurgence of some kind. Must be enough freaking people stupid with money to float this thing. Whatever this Kohu is, looks like it may continue a little bit, but stocks have a hard time getting past 30%. Even if it goes up, it may come back a little bit. Still don't jump on these. Good to try to find things to add to the lists. All right, NASDAQ dropping back a little bit more. Let's check out some of the biggies. Check out Apple, down 1.25. Microsoft, looks like filling a gap. Nothing too bad right there. Facebook, it's been in the news a lot lately. And let's do Amazon, Nvidia. Let's see what the biggest market caps are these days. All right, Apple's number one, just under a billion. They're back up to $1 billion, 987. Probably were at $1 billion yesterday or the day before. Microsoft, number 2. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think if Bill Gates would have kept his, didn't he have like a quarter of Microsoft when it went public? He'd have like worth 250 billion right now. It's insane. Amazon, 935 billion. Google is next. That's a pretty big gap down on earnings, and it hasn't found its feet yet. Not finding support. The 50 looks like so far not breaking the 200. There's some longer term trend lines on Google here that may or may not be working. Facebook and then Berkshire Hathaway. Looks like in a larger, odd basing structure. Alibaba at 490 billion drops off fast between Alphabet and Facebook by about 25 billion. Or 200, I'm sorry, 250 billion. Sorry. Alibaba taking on the chin. JP Morgan still holding towards the highs there. That's looking pretty good. A lot like Berkshire Hathaway. Looks a lot like Berkshire Hathaway. Johnson & Johnson, a lot like Berkshire Hathaway. Visa, it's where you want to be. XOM, ExxonMobil. Wow, taking it on the chin past couple of years. Down about 25% from its high there back in 2014. Bank of America holding pretty strong.
Daddy,
Yes, James?
Ethan said, am I dumb?
He said, am I dumb?
No, am I dumb?
Ethan, come here. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I had to go remind my 8-year-old he was still a child. I don't know if anybody's still here. Been gone for a while. A few people. All right, so market down 1.41% now. Looks like we're getting comfy sitting down towards the lows. Kind of figured something like this would happen at some point. Volume's a little bit lower than yesterday, although it's increased in the morning session. You see more consistent volume here than we had here and higher. So our overnight session volume was lower, but we could end up with higher volume if this gets accelerated selling today. Yesterday, we bought up the entire day. So Beyond Meat, another 8%. Our TEC race. INS after earnings. All right. After earnings, you want to buy this thing? You can, but it's really far from a base. Really far. Although I will say about INS, I was looking at it yesterday. It's a very small cap, extremely small cap stock. So, and it only has like 19 institutions. So it's very, very likely that this is just institutional accumulation in mass, which is good. Doesn't mean you can necessarily throw all the rules out the window, but looks like it's number one in its industry group and ranked number 13th. So that's good. $130 EPS change last quarter. Market cap is $365 million. So this thing could double and still be under $1 billion market cap. And with such a bullish look to this stock, I really wouldn't put that out of the realm of possibility. PE, their current PE is 60, which is elevated, but depending on their growth prospects. EPS quarter over quarter, 658%. Gross margin 57%, operating margin 29%, profit margin 31%. That's pretty good. It's like they can sustain. Do they have debt? They have no debt. 8 million shares outstanding, and they have 2.94 or 2.2 cash per share. So they got a $20 million war chest. They're up 664% on the year. And if they keep growing at this clip, man. Provides technology solutions and processing services to financial technology and services market in the U.S. and Europe. Company designs, develops, and markets a suite of software solutions to accounts receivable businesses, financial institutions, retailers, and processors. Its software solutions allow companies to offer various types of debit and credit cards, as well as installment and revolving loans to set up, maintain account data, record advances and payments, to assess fees, interest, and other charges, to resolve disputes and chargebacks, to manage collections of accounts receivables, generate reports, and settle transactions with financial institutions and network associations. The software also allows managing prepaid cards, private label cards, fleet cards, bank cards, loyalty programs. Company's core card software platforms and modules include Core Engine, Core Issue, Core Fraud, Core Collect, Core App, Core Money, and Core Acquire. Question is, how big is that market? Because I really, really like this. I've been tracking this thing for a while now, actually. I just wonder how big that market can get. Intelligent systems. All right, market 1.44%. Why is it gray? That's weird. That's strange. All right, let's see if we get a pullback here, and then we'll have a good entry for INS, hopefully. Acacia just diving here. Docu as well, not looking healthy whatsoever. Doesn't look good. Let's see how the day ends up on this one. Market 1.5%. Let's look at the Qs. Let's look at the ES. Let's look at the Russell. Yeah, Russell printed a high yesterday, didn't it? Wow, that's an amazing day for the Russell. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna get out of here. The kids are yelling in the other room. Not a whole lot going on in the market. It's kind of waiting to see how this China news is going to play out. Could be a couple of weeks of some not so interesting action in the markets outside of a few specific names, but we'll see how that goes. Carvana right back to the highs of old. Right back up there, actually eclipsing them. Cool. All right, guys. Well, have a good day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.